I'm Dr. Uttam Shiralkar based in the UK. But I'm not talking here just as a doctor in the UK, but as an Indian who grew up here and even now spend a lot of time in India. I want to ask you something honestly, not as a doctor, but as a fellow citizen. Would you believe me if I told you that something kills more people in India every year than road accidents, tuberculosis, and many types of cancers combined? I'm a doctor and I have handled many emergencies, severe bleeding, heart attacks, breathing difficulties, among many. But the thing is, killing many patients in India every year is far more difficult to handle. And that's because it is caused by air pollution. Pollution is far more dangerous than we can imagine. Because when the patient comes to us, a lot of damage has already occurred in the body. You breathe it on your way to work. Your children breathe it on their way to school. Your parents breathe it when they go for a walk. And slowly, quietly, it begins to change your lungs, your heart, your brain, and your quality of life. Before you start blaming someone for this, let me be very clear. This is not about blaming any political party or particular government. It is about policy, priorities, and accountability. Because air pollution of such a scale does not happen without reason. To understand the severity of the pollution problem, you need to know some facts, and let's see what they are. We measure air pollution by something called as AQI, that is Air Quality Index. If you come across this term for the first time, you might look at it as the same way as a number in the weather report or weather update. Oh, it's bad today. Oh, it's little better tomorrow, something like that. But the AQI isn't the usual number in the weather update. It is far more serious than that. It is an indicator of the health risk. It is a measure of how bad the air quality is for your body. So let's see how serious it is. So when the AQI number is less than 50, the air is safe for us to breathe. And when it goes between 50 to 100, sensitive people experience some kind of problem like throat or chest irritation. Above 100, people with heart and lung problems start suffering. At this stage, it is a poor air. When it goes above 200, even healthy people feel the effects and the air quality is very poor. But when it goes above 300, the air becomes dangerous to breathe. Now, here is where politics enters, whether we like it or not.
और AQI एक ऐसा आपका टेम्परेचर है, आपको जो किसी भी इंस्ट्रूमेंट से पता चलता है, तो उसमें वाटरिंग इज़ द ओनली सॉल्यूशन जो हम भी कर रहे हैं, जो पिछली सरकारें भी करती थी और वो हॉटस्पॉट पे ही होता है, जहाँ सबसे ज़्यादा पॉल्यूशन होगा, वहीं तो आप सफाई करेंगे। हीटर पे तो नहीं मार रहे आप जाके पानी।
The fact is, in many Indian cities, AQI rating above 300 is not uncommon. Especially in our capital, Delhi, it has become a norm, a routine, every year, every winter, sometimes for weeks, sometimes for months. And yet, the life goes on as if this were normal. Schools stay open, offices run as usual, children play outside, people are told to adjust. But for a medical professional, this is unacceptable. Even for governance perspective, it should be unacceptable too. Because when AQI remains this high for so long, it is no longer a natural problem. It is a policy failure. So why this is not just a bad air? If you're wondering what is the difference between bad air and dangerous air, here is the answer. When the AQI is high, It contains very small particles known as PM2.5. Usually, our nose and throat acts as a filter or security guards and prevent these harmful particles entering into our lungs. But PM2.5 particles are so small that they slip past these guards. They bypass your nose, they bypass your throat, and go deep into the lungs. And from there, they enter your bloodstream. Once that happens, air pollution is no longer an environmental issue. It becomes a medical problem. And here is another hard truth. When millions of people are exposed to this level of pollution for years, the damage to the health is enormous. And it's the result of decisions. Decisions about traffic, decisions about industry, construction, crop burning, public transport, and most importantly, law enforcement. Now, another important part is what I see and what never makes headlines. We, as a doctors, don't need to see or don't see the AQI numbers at a particular place because we see their consequences when we see patients. We see younger patients with heart attacks. We see severe lung disease in people who have never smoked. We see strokes in patients with no obvious risk factors. These people don't suffer by chance or by misfortune. They suffer because of chronic exposure to polluted air, which causes persistent low-grade inflammation. Inflammation damages lining of blood vessels, which leads to blood clots. That is how heart attacks and stroke occurs. This is basic pathology people are not aware of. But here is something you may find more uncomfortable. We have learned to accept air pollution because it's slow and it is not obvious. It is difficult to see. It is understandable that people are not aware of the medical facts, how air pollution causes problems in body, which I just mentioned. But here is the part people ignore even when they are aware. The problem is people ignore slow and invisible threats. Air pollution doesn't crash into you like a car. It doesn't bleed like a wound. It doesn't cause instant harm. So we ignore it just like we ignore background noise. But the body doesn't ignore it. Every breath of polluted air adds up. And people end up in hospital with heart attack or paralysis. These people often ask the doctor why it happened to them, even though they say, I exercise, I eat healthy, I never smoked. The reality is that, yes, healthy lifestyle does reduce risk, but it doesn't reduce the risk to zero. You cannot cancel the effects of polluted air by exercising. If you think that what I am saying is scaremongering, it is not. It is not fear. I'm simply telling you the medical facts. Now, who bears the brunt of pollution? Practically, pollution troubles everyone. But do you know who bears the major brunt of it? It's children. Most worryingly, children pay the first and heaviest price because children breathe more air relative to their body weight. Their lungs are still developing. Damage at that stage often lasts a lifetime. Moreover, pregnant women exposed to high pollution face higher risk of premature birth or low birth weight babies. This isn't just shortening lives, it's shaping the next generation's health before they are even born. And that should worry our society, regardless of politics. As a doctor, I don't exaggerate risk. I follow evidence. I also believe that people should not have to choose between living in a city and worrying about their health due to pollution. I want to stress that whenever you see AQI, don't think of it just as a number in a weather report. It's a signal of how seriously public health is being taken. My advice to individuals is simple: watch the AQI like a health parameter. Limit outdoor activities on severe days or in a specific area where it is high. Protect children, the elderly, the vulnerable people first. But let's be honest, individual precautions are not a solution to a population level problem. As a doctor, we fix damage one patient at a time. But air pollution harms entire population silently, continuously, and predictably. There is no treatment that can undo years of exposure to toxic air. Only awareness, accountability, and action can. If this video makes you stop treating AQI just another number, then it has done what it needed to do. Take care of yourself and don't accept toxic air as normal.